Evil. Yes, I am. Am I evil? Yes, I am. Good morning, miss. Can I help you, sir?
I have.
I'm recording already.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
thank you.
There was a song there. I'm the man. Oh. But no. So today is the classic sessions of Juliana and Jesus. Choose. I'm recording, but maybe nothing like this is gonna be uploaded. Why? So I was gonna show you something, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to see Anvil, the episode for that metal show. So that's probably why I'm sitting down here singing metal, because I was singing 3 metal songs and I didn't know it. Okay. That metal show. And there is an extras. Maybe we see the extras. I don't know if they have extras in any other show, but with Anvil,
Yeah.
I can only expect that, you know, because you never know what they really mean. You don't know if they are so honest that they are silly in that moment, or that
Yeah.
they are a little bit more clever, that they see it and they do something. But this is 3 minutes, so we'll watch this one. Because the other one is probably 20 or something like that. My God, my computer. Yeah, little by little. Oh, this is like when I was a child, and we. What was the name of that? Thinexine. Thinexine. It was a toy. The most basic one, it was at my age. Then it was more advanced, and it was a projector, and it was at probably 16 millimeters or 8 millimeters, probably 8 millimeters tape with cartoons,
Yeah.
with Disney cartoons and things
Yeah.
like that. And then you play it with no electricity. You are a child, you are not allowed to use electricity, you know? So it was batteries with a light, and then you go and you go at the speed that you want, faster, you go backwards, whatever you feel like. So depending on your mode and mood, you connect both, and then the movie is more part of you because it's going at the speed that you want to do it. And most of the times, the best one is just one by one picture, one picture, one picture, one picture, one picture. Because it's like when you have an amazing candy that you don't want to end, so you just suck it little. And the less it is left, the more you enjoy the next one.
Yeah.
Until the last one disappears. Okay, that was the best one. If you bite it and swallow it,
Yeah.
I'm the champion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you cannot do it. Yeah, I can do it. And then you change your personality forever because you're not aware of yourself, what you really like. So then you follow what they are telling you that is cool to follow. So that's how I feel with Anvil. You understand? This kind of message, but I don't know. Probably they are not aware of this. You know what I mean? Because now, after speaking with Adam Bomb about that, all these silly things is like nothing makes sense, and nobody know what the message is about. Okay, this is ridiculous, eh?
Oh,
Why so?
disappeared.
Yeah. Ah, the sound is from there.
I've been an Anvil fan since day one, and I saw that first U.S. gig. You guys played at the Route 18 Flea Market in Old Bridge, New Jersey.
Okay, he's a big fan. You know, imagine it's the job of all these spectators' life.
Yeah.
You love metal, and you are getting paid to interview metal players. And then he says that he knows them from the beginning, so he's a big fucking fan.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing there getting paid? So, all these people share that passion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why they belong to that group, but to the group of the same passion.
Yeah.
But then, if they feel that they are same group and some is having a problem with someone, but even you are guilty and you want to help him, hey, that's an asshole. Why are you helping when the other one is right about that? You know, but it's because we are a good team and we never betray our colleagues. No.
Yes.
So then the first thing you betray is yourself. Maybe you are not betraying the rules of the club, but you are betraying yours.
Yours. Mine.
So that's why I don't belong to any group. That's what the basic thing as a child. I felt it all my life, and I felt so connected with when I read it from Groucho Marx. I said, okay, at least a person that it was always one of my biggest connections. Or also Chaplin, of course, and also Harold Lloyd, in different times of life. Well, not so different, but in 12 years probably, you know, from 3 to 12. And whatever, or crying watching a movie, and then some of the people would hate or laugh at that and would dislike it. And perfect. You bring stress, bad humor, fears, and hate. It's because you are afraid of feeling ignorant. When you didn't give me all the energy to know about the button here, you were afraid of looking like ignorant. Instead of being proud of being ignorant and say, what the fuck are you doing? Because it's not what you think, so something different. And you would know something automatically. This is an example to approach life from that perspective. And that's what I wanted to share before, remember? That it was with the knife and I said, well, I'm coming later. You understand? You are getting it? Good. Because if you don't get it, then it's difficult to follow me more.
Yeah.
Because you are already in there. They say, if you don't get that, okay, I'm not going to continue even at this level, but maybe higher. You understand? So it's like that. So I needed to know it, and you know it, that if you don't get it, then I go down and I come back to you. I've done it so many, but I do it with everybody, and everybody has told me with different words. Everybody who know what I'm talking about, they tell me with different words. Like they say, you are very generous because whenever you are, you always come to give a hand. Of course, because when you are in this wonderland fluid, your welfare is my welfare and your pain is my pain. We are sharing the same liquid structure, and we breathe better or worse at the same time for the same reasons out of rational thought,
Yeah.
out of rationality. You can be a coconut and would be doing exactly the same thing. At least from my perspective. I don't know about the coconut perspective, but probably something similar. Why not? Yeah, because the reality is the one that you create.
Yeah.
And animated means that it has soul. Anima is soul. Animated, it means that it has soul. That's why in Spanish we have dibujos animados, which is cartoon. Cartoon means nothing. Dibujos animados means the drawings are animated with soul. They put soul in the drawings. That's what it means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So cartoon is a disappointing word. It sounds beautiful because of what it means.
Yeah.
But the name is disappointed from Spanish perspective. From my Spanish perspective, because maybe some children, they never knew this name because now maybe they are called cartoon. Everything changes, so that's how, in a way, you can manipulate people, but not until the lowest detail. But that's what I'm talking about, the movie. The birth of a nation. I'm going to tell you I told you about the montage and the edition. So depending on when and how and why you put this and not that other one, is because you mean something.
Yeah.
And you want to accelerate, or just like people get lost, like you got lost the other day with Arrival, that you thought she was from the past, that it couldn't be from the future for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my mistake took me there, but probably without that mistake, I still don't know if she didn't understand it. Yeah, there was something strange in that conversation. So people don't see sometimes that, but if you are relaxed and don't react, you have more options to get into that. But if you say no with a knife in your hand, the curiosity is over. You understand? You don't let me know what I mean. So there is no curiosity on your side because you think it's going to be painful for you because you know what I'm going to talk about. First, you don't know what I'm going to talk about. If I talk about that, you are a little bit stupid if you feel offended and you prefer to censor it instead of learning and see what I have to do. So before I explain it, and it's like that with everyone. And depending on which aspect, but when people are taking it like, no, I'm not like that. Yeah, we are all like that, depending on the perspective.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you is to feel more comfortable of feeling ignorant, because that's the first step to become a Tai Fu Quoc monk. You understand? And then, when you know why you are a Tai Fu Quoc monk, at that moment, a new name comes for you. And it's not Tai Fu Quoc anymore. You understand? Tai Fu Quoc is just the starting point. When you meet yourself, when you don't search anymore, when you are that God that you believe that Jesus is telling you. That's the no duality. That's being so aware of all these things that when you are with your rational mind not able to truly understand this, you still know that you felt it. And that's how you learn to grow. That's how you come here to learn. We all come here to learn. To whatever, call it whatever, any kind of art, anything, but the dialogues is the purest and basic dialogues, but is much unbelievable in between two musicians. But the musicians, depending on how they are, you understand? Just like the dancers. If they are the way I'm showing you, that the better for you, the better for me, and I see what you can take as an inspiration and you make it 10,000 times better for you and for everyone. Mm-hmm. There are dancers and musicians like that. And there are dancers and musicians that they want to be the best. Yeah. And it's against that. How can you be an artist and want to be the best? You are not accepting that the others are doing a completely different art from you, but they are feeling it the same way, and there is no better way.
No.
It's up to you to enjoy it when you are creating it, or suffer it, because it can happen. All the spectrum of emotions can happen in order to express any artistic mode. So it didn't start, and I had to tell you this. But it's so amazing, you know. That's how I'm showing you, like in slow motion, because all these things that I'm telling you is how I felt in 1 minute or less, in 10 seconds watching this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you are seeing the, what is the name of this video game that I was telling you?
What is it?
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah, because every 10 seconds in my life now, it is hundreds of hours, because I can be based on many other things that took me to many other feelings and connections that they were not at that moment connected at all, but now they are much more connected than any other things, that they are truly connected for the people and not for me anymore. But it's not, because every time I speak, if you follow, it's easy, and if you want to get against it, it's easy. You know, and when I'm speaking with you, I'm speaking with me. And sometimes I always see how to tear down this way. And then sometimes I go and say, like I'm speaking with someone that is going to say no, and I say, before that happens, I say, I have this, people easily can go in this way, and then I say something just to keep them here. Because just in case right now you are feeling this, I'm not in that way. So you can tear it down, but I am not there. I'm just letting you know. So I continue. So that's the good thing of being alone. You know what I mean? Because when you are with someone, they think that you are going there and they don't let you. For any reason, you know? And it was like what I felt in Anvil when he said, no, I wouldn't let you jump. Like, oh, how I appreciate it. After he was deep talking about his emotions and fears, about the financial into a terrenal way, but all the magical way that he's feeling all the time. He's Alice. And I was going to continue for that, but I prefer to see what happened. So he was a fan.
With me after the show, we have that.
Do we really?
Yes, we have a picture of me and Lips.
Yeah, they have a picture. That's probably not true.
Yeah, you look like John Holmes in that.
That's yet another example of my attitude is go meet my fans.
Right.
And you know, the thing is, 25 years later, I'm playing a gig up in Toronto about a year ago, and Lips comes out to the show, so I'm friends with his new bass player. But then after the show, you had an Anvil shirt on. I go,
But I missed it. Did you get it? And it's important what he said. What he said, I didn't get it. But it is what I got in the movie.
Yeah.
The attitude. But he said, you pissed, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
and I don't know what he said. But his attitude to speak with people in a way that he would like to be spoken to him.
Yeah.
And when he went to others, and there were others, they were not treating him that way, and he is not that way at all to the others.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever, what you saying? He was so passionate. Oh, you know, this song that was created about this, that I know so much about your life that I converted into my own art. And the other guy would be, oh, really? I'm so glad that I made you.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't even remember about that part of the song or whatever, you know. It's nothing for me, and it's your whole life about me. So you are so far from me. So it's not good or bad. He is also being that one telling to the to the people in the bars drunken, and say, you know, you are.
Oh my God.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's like my video of who's real and the dimensions.
Yeah.
He's telling us that. So there are so many things that we audience don't know about that show that when Adam Bomb said, I am not like those like losers, those Canadians like losers. I made it in '84. Like, oh yeah, I was in 2 bands and I was a rock star. I mean, and that's it. You were a rock star and now you are living your life perfect. In the way that you want, like them.
Yeah.
But how can you say that you have nothing in common? If you are breaking this magic, is that you are an asshole for some reason. You are thinking that you are better or whatever. You understand?
Yeah.
And he said, but thank you for thinking of me. But I don't want to think of you if you are thinking that way. Because I always saw you like a person who is really passionate in sharing his art.
Yeah.
And one day I had a dream that I just had a deja vu or something like that. And I don't know if it was a dream or what. But it was about a story of this concept. And I don't know if it was a dream or something that I watched or something that I read, but it was a story about this concept that I just said, but with different actors. So we missed it. I need subtitles or something. Because that's how, and his face and everything looks like that. I want to have his face when, because this was 2008 or something like that, and he was probably 45 or older. And this happy face that he has always, it's like he's a child with doing what he wants, being naughty, but not hurting anyone. And I think that's what he meant about the television showing when they met each other. And this is part of the extras. That is...
That's a cool shirt. I got to get one. He goes, you don't have one? I go, no. He goes, I'll give it to you. He took the shirt off his backstage. He gave me his shirt, and here it is today. He gave me his shirt. He took it off his back. And your wife was looking at you like, what are you doing? That's this maniac you just met. And I want you and Rob to sign it, man, because it would be really cool if you did that. Shirt off his back. Shirt off his back. I mean... Did your wife give you crap afterwards? Because she was looking like, what are you doing?
Yeah, she was kind of like bewildered. I've never seen you do that. I go, well, you haven't been around long enough.
He's an unbelievable guy. He's an awesome guy. And I don't know if he's doing this food delivery.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it is a movie and it's fictional or if it is real. Is what he was saying in there and how important and irrelevant, changing the order of the menus and things like that. And like a rock star is gonna be like that and suffering to make an album. And is that real life? But he's with this happy face, losing the train and saying, she's a great woman. She's doing all the best. So he has this awesome happy face, and the other guy as well. He looks like, he reminds me a little bit, I don't know, some actor, and also Chad Smith from Red Hot Chili Peppers, which also the drummer. Anvil. I have some connection with Anvil. I was in that festival, I watched the movies, so it was, but I told you, when I had this folder as a child and we have these albums, covers, and then it's like, if today in Amazon you could cut that, and paste it in your tablet. So the more, the better, or the bigger, the better. So the more, the better means they have to be smaller, and you have more. And the bigger, the better, because it's artistic, then you have less. There is no one better than the other, because both of them are the better. The more the better, and the bigger and the better. You cannot have both, because you're not going to bring a truck, like the size of the folder. So now you have the screensaver, and it's changing that, and it's giving you whatever, whatever albums or sunsets or castles. That's when you enter in Windows. It just welcome you in a different way. That's the perspective they were doing it. All these things are known by people, but we are ignorant in that. I just get things that many people know, but I discovered them, which is the amazing thing. Like the supraconsciousness. Somebody is calling me completely stupid because, are you really saying that you invented the word supraconsciousness? I said, yeah. I don't care if it was invented. I invented because I didn't copy from anywhere, just like suprascience. Maybe I should register it. Or, what is this other? That is feeling, is full of meaning and feelings and situations and experiences. Patrimorexia. In Spanish it was patrimorexia. It's a word that I invented. Mixing, feeling how would it be feeling to be the richest man in the world? And you can imagine many ways of feeling, and you can feel in many ways you cannot imagine. Right? All the perspectives are open. But if you reduce it, because that's very open, but how would it be feeling the second richest person in the world? And you feel horrible because you're not having all these things that I am talking about. But it's not that. It's that for them, it's only when they are based and stuck and identified with the amount of money. And then there is one that has more than me. That is the only thing that I have a lot. You know what I mean? So that's patrimorexia. You're never rich enough.
No.
It's like you're never thin enough. Yeah. Or vigorexia. You're not strong enough. Tanorexia. You're not tan enough. And you want more and more. So the second one, if he suffers that, he has the most miserable life in the planet. And then all of a sudden he becomes God, the happiest person in life, because he managed and he is on top of the world. Perfect. You made. Celebrate the come on. It's a celebration. Yeah, I never seen you doing something like that. Maybe you haven't been around so long. It's like, if people tell things about me, people will say, no, Jesus would never do something like that. And other people would do something, I say, no, Jesus would never do something like that. Everybody would be surprised. Everybody. Well, it was absolutely normal, but in a completely different judgment way that you are when you are saying, no, Jesus would never do that in that context that you are thinking about.
Yeah.
That is probably a horrible animal person, you know what I mean? Absolutely disconnected with the mother internal nature. That, of course, that's not Jesus, but you cannot see that, so you cannot never say that, you know what I mean? Because you don't know what I'm talking about. So that's the patronizing system, how it works. And you have to feel honored because somebody said something like that about you, you know? And it's like, you don't know what I'm talking about. And they would kill for your ideas and for everything, and they said, but you don't know what I'm talking about. Why are you killing if I didn't say anything like that? If somebody tells you something like that, it's proving that that person is wrong already. But then people put you into another, and they say, and what if it is your life or the other life? Right? And in my world, you never have to worry about that. That's it. That's it. Because in this world, the evolution of humans has been, of course, of the survivors. If the survivors are killers, then the society is a killer. If the survivor is the one who scams more and gets more money, then the society goes in there because it's the evolution. The losers are not continuing the species. So what we let win is what we will be in the future. And I'm talking about that all the time. And I have many videos about evolution that they are talking about this. It's the only evolution to non-extinction. The only one. The awareness that it will be a quantum leap for the human brains to understand everything once they practice with the mind. But you don't need to practice with the mind. You just need to see it. And it can be like this, or it can be in your dreams, being aware of the whole structure. And that structure is just mind giving it to you with words, because I'm showing you in that specific multidimensional stories, like blocks in the Minecraft.
Yes.
Like what I said about the all at the level of atoms,
Yeah.
to the periodic table. I made a video about that, but I think I did it in Spanish when I was alone in the room. I'm not sure, but not yesterday. I don't know. In this one, I was telling you, but I'm gonna tell it because it was not recorded. Remember? So it was that you are full of atoms. Your cells have several atoms.
Yeah.
Different cells have different atoms.
Yeah.
And you are a bunch of billions of atoms that belong to 90 something or whatever items that are in the periodic table. Once you are divided into all of them, maybe you are 0.0001%, some of them, and you are 99%, I don't know, 60% carbon. And maybe, I don't know, all the most important for the life is carbon, and I don't know the others, but maybe helium, oxygen, I don't know. I have no idea as the minerals, the atoms level. Once you are divided in all of them, none of them is going to be, you don't have 100 of them and they are 1% of the whole you. The differences are going to be huge. Something is going to be 80%, another thing is going to be 0.00, because we are made of gold. I don't know if you knew that. But maybe your whole body, maybe it has, the whole body, 100 milligrams of gold. It's almost nothing, your whole body.
Yeah.
You know, or even 1 milligram, I don't know, but we have magnesium, we are everything. All the, I don't know if the whole periodic table, I don't know, because there are some radioactive isotopes or something that, I have no idea. But we are not more than that. We are that or less. And the rest of the things that you see around. Everything you see around is in there. So once, like in mathematics, you decompose, uncompose, I don't know, to make it into other factors, you are dividing everything and you say, okay, nitrogen here, oxygen there, helium there, ferron is stone, no, sorry. Ferron is hierro means not steel, iron.
Yeah.
So iron is Fe, nothing to do with iron. It would be IR,
Yeah.
but that's English, and this is in Latin. And so in Spanish it makes much more sense, because ferro is hierro. And like that with everything. Silver is argentum, something like that, is Ag, which means, I said, silver.
Silver.
Yeah, we must be made with silver as well, because I read long ago that we are made also a little bit of gold and stardust and everything. So bronze, we are all of them. Gold, bronze, blah, 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 all the periodic table, you know. And once they are all separated and it's not you anymore, you are the elements, when you do that with every single item, person, item, anything here in the planet, and then the cosmos, and then everything reduced to these atoms, when you have everything reduced to these atoms, you put together all of them as the periodic table. And you have a cosmos full of kind of cubes. And because maybe, and in all these places that we think there is nothing, is where there is more. Maybe they are more compressed into that they are invisible. That is compressed. The other ones, they are not compressed at all. No. And then it's easy to see. But this one is when you really boom, look at the inside. It's huge. So that would be part of the supra-science. Making questions every time you find a solution. What if I'm not doing it in a bad manner, of course. You cannot win, something like that, it's like a competition. No, it's the love all the time. The better for me and the better for you, that's it. Why am I gonna search? Some people want you to suffer, even would suffer to make you suffer. That's how their values can be. Or kill you. Which is cheaper. I mean, emotionally, it's cheaper than the other one. The other one is, you are going to suffer to make me suffer? For you, it's much better killing me. And then it's cheaper. Less emotions, And less learning, less everything. And the problem is that they want to make people think that we are all here mixed that way, like somebody put us together that way, this kind of people. But the thing is that you have to blame the society. And it's not that we are put like that, because they don't even know it. So we are all born the same way, and people voluntarily decide to follow some ways or another. The free will, for many people, is a scary thing. Because it's being in the middle of the cosmos, which direction you take? Any. Which one? And you spend your whole life. Take any, the first one. And start being aware of your decisions. What happened after you took that decision that didn't happen before? And keep learning of that. To do that, you don't have to delete the rational life. You just have to become the light guiding your path, which is the light, is the decision of the light. And the light has no preferences, has no pains, has no nothing. And it's how you feel when you are in alpha or beta, theta, or all the combinations names. I don't give a shit about names. That's what the supra-science will exterminate. Yeah. Because now the society is so full of Dunning-Kruger people that they are the ones that, because they think they know everything, they know more than they think, and the rest of the people know nothing. When you realize that you are the one not knowing absolutely anything, you don't even know about ignorance, because you keep it away from you. Yeah. I think I'm gonna rest. I'm filming.